Hi, this is Phoenix, and I recently came out with a book called Exhaustion. I'm really excited about this book, especially because of the stories that it tells and the kind of emotions that run rampant through the book, the interesting characters throughout. And I think that the book, even though it has some darker themes, it deals with existentialism and religion and philosophy. I think there's a certain optimism and hope. So I'm going to read one of my favorite chapters from the book, um, and it's called The Dark Kiss, and it's from Simon's perspective. Simon is a street kid, and he really likes Raphael, who is another street kid, and I explore that in the chapter, kind of their dynamic and their relationship. The Dark Kiss, Simon. Me and Raphael walk in the darkness for a while, in silence. I know that something strange has happened. I know that things are changing, that Raphael understands things about me that I may never be able to understand about myself. Things that I probably shouldn't be able to understand myself. Which is why we walk in silence. There isn't much we can say to each other, right now at least. There isn't much that either of us understands. But finally, when we are deeper inside the city, in an abandoned part of the city where it's very dark and we can only pretty much see each other because of the moon, Raphael says to me, Simon, I like you. I'm not sure what to say to this. I knew from the beginning that Raphael was gay. What I didn't know was if I myself was gay. What I do know is that I've taken a liking to Raphael, also. Even though it hasn't been that long, there's something about him that I like. There's something about him that I long for, maybe his lust for life, maybe his beauty of heart, maybe his strength of mind, maybe his sense of humor, and light-hearted nature. There is a lot to like about Raphael. Nonetheless, these words catch me off guard. I'm not sure what to say to them. I'm not sure what they mean. He likes me, but what does that even mean? What does it mean when you like someone? What does it mean when someone that you highly respect and love likes you? What does any of that nonsense actually mean? Raphael is too confident to be discouraged by my silence. So we just keep walking and he continues to talk. I mean, I won't like you if it makes you uncomfortable and all. I don't know if you're gay, you know. I'm kind of just going out on a limb. But there's something beautiful about you, Simon, something that I can't quite put into words, and I wish I could experience even a little bit of that. These words are kind, these words mean a lot to me. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's my lust for life, my curiosity for Raphael, but I reach out my hand and take Raphael's hand. He closes his eyes slowly, as if I have hit him, as if it hurts what I have done. I need you too, Raphael, I say, and I can't believe this is happening, but suddenly my sexual orientation doesn't seem to matter. Nothing seems to matter, really, except for being in the presence of Raphael. Nothing matters at all. Nothing in the slightest. Just being with Raphael, and caring about him, and showing him that we are in this together. Maybe it's friendship bordering on love, or love bordering on friendship. But I realize that just like Lucas, Raphael fills a hole within me that I desperately need filled. The process of this hole being filled is slow, but it's necessary. I think of all the hateful things that people who are gay have gone through. I think about all the people who are gay that have been persecuted by churches and bigots and people who hate gays. I think of all the cruel jokes that a homosexual might hear in their lifetime. But I'm a street kid that nobody has ever heard of and nobody will ever hear of because I am essentially nothing to the world. Ergo, why the hell would they care about my sexual preference? If God was so hospitable to put me in this street life, in this down on my luck position, in so low a position, why would he care about what I do, what I believe in, who I like and who I love? Why would any of that matter? If I'm a street kid, it means that I don't have any rights. It means that people don't give a shit about what happens to me. So why should they care about what I believe? Why should they care about my liking for Raphael? It's really none of their concern using their own logic, if they could care less about my existence on the street. Well, anyway, I won't bludgeon you to death with that, but it's true. I'm just a street kid, meaning that everything I do is null in the social world. In the real world, nothing I do matters. I'm nothing, really, when it all comes down to it. God's too busy tending to the rich corporate thieves that he doesn't have time for a lowly street kid that has a slight crush on his best friend, Raphael. It's nothing personal, but it's certainly the irony of our existence. If God actually cared about me, I wouldn't be a street kid to begin with. God probably doesn't even exist anyway. I know. I'm probably sounding a little existential, but still, what I'm saying has to hold on some level. Nobody cares about my situation, except, of course, for Lucas and Raphael. I stop and Raphael stops, and I turn to Raphael and look at him carefully. It's hard to see him in the darkness of the beautifully rendered night, but I can see him just fine, and I decide that I'm going to communicate to him how I feel about everything, about it all, how I feel about what I know to exist, what I know to be. I slowly lean forward and kiss Raphael. The kiss is sweet, gentle, as I imagine, coming from my end, but when Raphael kisses me back, there is a depth that I can't quite put into words, and yet also a fluttering lightheartedness. It is too sensual for me, too strong, as if we just skipped right to the sex. But I can't stop myself. I can't resist the current that I've been pushed toward. I can't resist who I am now in this very moment. The kiss, despite Raphael's confident and even cocky temperament, is still amazingly gentle. He's also amazingly beautiful. I couldn't imagine anything better than this. As I become a part of Raphael, as I understand what it's like to think like Raphael, to be Raphael, I feel confused because I don't know what it is I am doing, but I don't care, at least right now. Because this is enough for me. I don't know who I am, and I don't need to know who I am. Because Raphael keeps me safe. He guides me, he helps me. He is me. We kiss for the longest time. The kisses are gentle, sensual but not explicit, not overtly sexual. They just are. They just exist. And as he kisses, I feel myself, despite the pleasure that I feel, losing part of who I am. I can't put into words very well what's happening, but I can try. My body feels weaker the more that Raphael kisses me. It's as if he is sucking out my life. It's as if he's pulling out the substance that makes me who I am. It's as if his lips are poison, as if he is extracting the life that once existed within me, taking and never stopping. And it's too much for me, but I don't care, even as I start to feel dizzy, even as my face starts to turn pale and the blood starts to drain. I know this is happening, even as I lose who I am and become who I am not. I can't help but feel weaker the more that Raphael kisses me. I can't help but feel weak. But this makes me want more of it, need more of it. Maybe Raphael is killing me, but I need it. I need it because I just need it. There's no other way to describe it. I just need it. I need it to exist. I need it to be there for me always. The weakness within me gets stronger and stronger, and Raphael isn't even aware that he has kissed me darkly, given me the dark kiss. That he is sucking the very life out of me, perhaps even removing my soul, sliver by sliver, piece by piece. He is taking a hold of me. He is taking all that I stand for, all that I can be. And that, of course, doesn't mean much. And I suppose, how could it mean much when I am just a street kid and God has abandoned me, the way that the world has abandoned me, except for this one person who cares about me more than anything, who cares about me because I am just me, Simon. I am not trying to be someone else. I can just be me, Simon, weakening under the dark kiss, weakening as he takes away my life, as he takes my life. As I get weaker and weaker, until before I know it, I can't take any more of it, and I have to push away. Raphael looks at me and seems confused, but then he sees what has happened. He sees that I am different. He sees that I have gotten weaker. He sees that he has stolen my life, leaving only a residual amount to help me live. He says, to reduce the tension, I guess I got a little carried away. I'm too confused to know what to do. What does it mean that Raphael just kissed me? That we became more than just ourselves for a moment? What does it mean that I admitted to myself that I love Raphael, that I need him? What does all of that mean? I couldn't really say. I just know that I'm confused, that I feel bruised and hurt. I feel my life sucked out completely, and that seemingly nothing can be done. I need to sit down, I tell Raphael, and I sit down on a curb, and he sits down beside me. We don't say anything for the longest time, but then finally he says, It seems that I took something from you. It was a dark kiss, what else did you expect, I say, but I don't mean this to sound jagged. I just mean it to admit that I am scared of what has happened, of the implications of everything. I guess I expected light, Raphael admitted. I can see where Raphael is coming from, and that makes me happy, despite myself, despite my fears. I say, I think we always expect light, but light is an illusion. It might compose everything in this universe, it might be the quintessence of our universe, but it is the darkness of our souls that makes up everything when it comes down to it. Raphael doesn't say anything, simply listens to me. The silence becomes jagged, rough, and so I say, I think everything is going to be okay. I don't know how. I don't know in what way. I know that things are crazy in this world, with no balance, with no structure. But that doesn't mean that we give up, you know? There's always a reason, always a purpose, always. We can never give up. We can never allow ourselves to give up. We have to exist, just exist. We have to allow ourselves to be. We have to allow ourselves to feel. If we don't, we punish ourselves. Raphael just nods his head in silent agreement. I'm getting tired from Raphael taking away my life, and so I lay down on the sidewalk and just allow myself to get sucked up into the darkness as I think about nothing, think about everything, just trying to understand what it all means, and knowing that I can never understand what it means. But how I am grateful that people understand me, that people care about me. Lucas, perhaps my father, and Raphael, my best friend, maybe more. How these people take away my life, how these people take away my identity. They take away who I am, but give me something much more meaningful, something I can never, ever put into words, something I can never even begin to explain. The world has abandoned me, perhaps, and God has perhaps left me to my pitiful and miserable fate, but none of that matters, because I'm a street kid, and I'm happy to be who I am. I'm happy, and as my life continues to leave me, I drift off into a peaceful state of mind, a peaceful state of existence that I understand is too good for me, but that I understand is exactly what I need, and everything becomes real again, with me tucked deep within the darkness, lost and alone, adrift and at peace, and ever so peaceful, my life gone.